Welcome to Creating Connections Podcast, episode number 75. Yes, Vickie is drinking again.
It's just water, I promise.
Sure, mommy loves vodka.
If there was vodka, there would be ice. That's how my kids know.
Aha. So today we're talking about, are you living in the Stone Ages? Are you preventing connections based upon personal prejudices?
I love how you just spun that.
Or after the break.
That was nice and easy.
What are you talking about? This also speaks to a much bigger issue.
Providing personal solutions through understanding people. This is the Creating Connections Podcast with Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
Creating Connections Podcast, episode number 75. I am Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
And today we are talking about how to move past the Stone Ages program. I was floored, frankly, when seeing a DJ post recently on a thread, I hate Google. He wants nothing to do with Google. I don't understand the concept.
Okay, I can understand it. Like in the same way that I hate Microsoft, but I still use Word because it's common and everybody has it and it's there and it's compatible. When I need to send documents, that's the standard. So yeah, there are things I hate about it, but there are also things that I just suck it up and deal with it because that's the way things operate. So I can kind of see where he's coming from. I'm not a big fan of some of the changes that Google has made recently, but you have to figure out how to embrace parts of it or how to at least make it and play nice.
You have to change with the times. I mean, think about it. You putting your stamp in the sand and saying that I'm not going to use Google is just like people back in the days when they believed the world was flat.
Back in the day?
And, sorry. Here's the teacher correcting my grammar.
No, it's not that. There are still people that do. That's all.
So reality is, even though you have proof that Google is here to stay, it's affecting your business in a positive or negative, depending on how you embrace it.
And how you're using it, yes.
If you have self-limiting thoughts, you will be limited. And so we implore you to not have those self-limiting thoughts and to take a dose of reality and know that Google's here to stay. Social media is here to stay. As much as some people think it's still a fad, it's not. It's not going away.
That's as crazy as the people that still believe that the world is flat.
Yes, exactly.
Social media is still a fad. Yeah. Do I love Google Plus? No.
Right.
Did it do what they thought it was going to? No. But does it still factor into how Google does searches? Yes. Do I like that? No. Do I post on there because I know it's good for my business? Yes.
Here's the other thing. Google Plus, great example. Thank you. The reality is, what was that for Google? It was a risk. Mm-hmm. They chose to take a risk.
Yep.
You choose to take risks in your business. There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you learn and earn monetary, and sometimes you learn and earn knowledge.
Yep.
And that's okay.
The other risks that they have clearly paid off.
Yes.
And so that's where I think we have to decide as business owners, are we going to take that stand and say, well, I hate Google. They're trying to do X, Y, Z, and I don't like that? Okay, then do you want to cut yourself off from what is still the biggest, currently the biggest search engine out there? I don't think that's a smart move.
No.
I get it, yes. And I did, and you and I had this conversation briefly, but I go to a social media workshop once a month. Some friends of mine that run a social media company here in Reno, MarkyBiz.
MarkyBiz, yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, you've met them. You spoke at the same conference as Devin and Charles and good people. So they do this thing in our Chamber of Commerce once a month, and they tackle a different social media aspect. And last month they were talking about some of the recent things, the changes that Google has made and the way it's affecting, their ads. And I have noticed from a consumer standpoint, I am searching differently because I don't like ads. I don't watch mainstream TV because I don't like commercials. I don't listen to commercials on the radio. I avoid what I can. Yes, I'm still bombarded with plenty of media messages, but I'm feeling the same thing with Google. The way they've restructured their paid ads, there are so many more paid ads before you get to the organic searches that I've noticed that at least for local stuff, when I'm searching for a business, a restaurant, something like that, I have found I search social first. I'm on Facebook anyways, and that's where I look it up because to me as a consumer, I'm getting what I want searching that way faster than I am with Google. For other things, yes, Google is still my default search engine. It's still, what I use.
But it's a very interesting observation. And again, take this and realize how can you use this to better connect with your clients? Mm-hmm. Who is your target client?
Yep.
The reality
and where are they?
Vickie may or may not be Google's target client. I may or may not be Google's target client. You would argue that Google's target client is everybody because they become the massively
Google.
most popular search engine ever known to man, period. Mother Google knows all. And the reality is that, it is interesting that people in Vickie's demographic are searching on social media first.
And I would argue it's even probably more prevalent with people younger than I am.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at that, I'm on the old end of the generation that is searching that way. So, yeah. Google is still a big force to be reckoned with, for sure.
Yeah, totally. But again, you can't discount just because you want to put your stake in the sand. I can't even say that right. Your stake in the sand, and stand by your statement of I'm never going to do this. I have made those statements before. Don't get me wrong. I have. Or I've become very frustrated with a business or a service or whatever the case may be, and put the stake in.
That's the reason we had to move out of San Jose, is because I couldn't find a dry cleaner that I was happy with. There were so many. I'm like, I'm never going back there again. Sorry.
That's funny.
But with Google, I feel like you still have to find a way to play nice. And it's okay to say, I'm not going to do paid ads on Google. That's not where I'm going to choose $1 million. That's fine. But there's still other things that you can do to play the game, to get found, to be showing up in those organic searches.
Right. YouTube.
Sift through the ads.
There's lots of other ways to, and yes, the reality is there's lots of other ways to get that search engine ranking. And I think that's where
that person that said that, do they not use YouTube either?
Again, the reality is you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's the reality. Mm-hmm. And that's what you can't do in business or in life. So just some tips, some words of wisdom there. Don't get so set in your thoughts. Something else we try to do here is look at it from the other person's perspective whenever you can. Sometimes we're too close to a situation and you can't do that, or it's more difficult to do that. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. But anytime I have an issue with a bride or a local wedding pro or whatever the case is, I try to take a step back a day or two later after I've calmed down or whatever, and put their hat on and say, okay, well, did I do my best? Or even, for example, if a staff member, if a team member doesn't do well in an event or they get a bad review, then I'm putting my team hat on and saying, okay, were they trained properly?
Mm-hmm.
Look in the mirror. So I think it's effective to look in the mirror on these cases and realize, is this you being spiteful? And are you doing more harm than good? And how can you connect better to grow your network versus just putting that stake in the sand and claiming your spot and saying, I'm not moving.
Well, and especially with something as constantly changing as Google and the ramifications of it with social media and blogging, it's changing constantly. So yeah, you may not like some things that they're doing. And if enough of us don't like it, they might realize it, and that could change. And maybe we can have some kind of an influence into, what happens. They notice when search habits change. They notice when people are clicking on ads or not. They are paying attention to things. But to just say, no, I want nothing to do with this, I think is just a little too short-sighted.
Yeah.
But you do need to be paying attention to the big players in the game. And if we are trying to connect with people in the modern world, that means being found, being searchable.
So don't be self-limiting. Open your mind, put yourself in the other person's shoes, and don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Hopefully those are some lessons we've imparted from today's conversation on how to better connect with your fellow event pros and your clients as well. I'm Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
Want more information on where we're going to be speaking coming up and to join in on our 31-day challenge, just go to creatingconnections.biz. If you have comments, if you have, a fact that you're never going to use YouTube anymore, put that in the link below in our YouTube channel.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you.
That gets ironic real quick. I'm Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Creating Connections podcast with Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni. For more information on providing personal solutions through understanding people better, visit creatingconnections.biz.